Hi, you're listening to Bold Works, the space where women connect, share stories, laugh, and tell the messy truth about careers. We are here to figure out how to survive the chaos of work without pretending it's all fine. Spoiler, it's not, but together it works. Hi, welcome to Bold Works. My name is Fernanda. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing community. So, I know that in previous episodes, we already discussed together with Eva, for example, in her case and in her experience, what made a community a successful one. As you may remember, she worked at Docker and she still works there. And she's really involved in making people active and having captains and in making sure that the community is up and running. Now, what happens in other type of communities? I reach out to a friend of mine. Her name is Hanneke, and she's part of a really interesting worldwide community of women called Soroptimisten International. Now, as you will see through the conversation with Hanneke, she shared with us how Soroptimisten is organized. They have subsidy and they have also like a spot in the United Nations table. But I do know that's not the case for everyone. But how do they work? How do they engage with people, not just worldwide, but also like in small places like Upler, the place where I live? Um, it's really interesting to understand how different mechanisms, dynamics, language, all of those things support and help a community. But as you will see together with me and with Hanneke, there's one interesting topic, which is a community needs to serve a goal. So with that, I invite you guys and ladies to follow me and Hanneke on this interesting conversation. I invite everyone to please follow, subscribe, comment, and share the episode with everyone. And I also wanted to share with you one last thing. When I was discussing with Hanneke, the entire conversation about what's relevant for women and for men, of course, but we are just discussing women now. So, what's relevant for women to define? And we came to the same conclusion as we did with Juliana, with Shada, with Fernanda. And it's about values, it's about understanding what are those values that guide your inner compass so you can be chill and in peace with all decisions you made. And Hanneke shared with me a really interesting exercise. I'm going to share it with all of you, hoping that you can try to do it one time, maybe alone, maybe with your friends, maybe with your family, maybe with your partner. And it might help you to figure out what are those values that really guide your decision making. So Hanneke shared with me, you're going to put in a bowl 25 names. 25 names of friends, family, colleagues, people that are close to you. And you're going to take out 3 of them. You're going to identify one value or one characteristic that makes 2 of them similar and that the other one, the third one, doesn't possess it. And you're going to do that exercise 15, 20 times with different names, of course. So you fold them back, you put them in the bowl, you mix it up, and you take 3 more. And that exercise will show you what for you are some of those values that are relevant, because you will identify them with the people that surrounds you. When I was doing my first iteration with Hanneke, I made a reference to, okay, 2 of these friends are more open-minded, 1 is more close-minded. And she made reference to Hanneke, she made reference to, oh, then open-minded and close-minded, it's a really important value for you. So with that exercise, I invite you all to do it, to practice it, to question yourself what are those values that at the end are guiding your decision making process. And well, let's discuss together with Hanneke how this specific case of community is a successful one. And maybe we're gonna gather some ideas so we can make this community a really active and successful one. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining, sharing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. So, Hanneke,
Yeah.
welcome to Bold Works.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here with me. Not just online, but here with me. So it's a different setup also. Um, Today's episode, we want to discuss community and female community. You've been member of Sort Optimism for quite some time, right?
Yes. I think now for 10 years, I'm a member of Optimist International Europe or now in Holland. And we have Optimist Apeldoorn. And yes, I have more networks from women, which I am supporting. But from the Carnival in Limburg, but the Optimist International, it's now for 10 years here in Apeldoorn.
I'm gonna take one step back and I'm gonna ask you one specific question that I try to ask women that I interview.
Mhm.
Can you describe yourself in 2 words?
In 2 words. Oh, can you describe yourself in 2 words? Um, Helping and um, oh, that's difficult.
It usually is.
Okay. Yeah, I see myself as a helping and caring person.
I do agree. You are like a giver.
Yes,
You're
I'm really a giver.
you
Yes,
are.
yes.
You are one. You will always be there to
Yes.
support and to help and to rescue.
Yeah,
I know that.
yeah.
Is that a reason why you joined Sort Optimism, or
No. I think it's from my past because I come from the area of Limburg, and there, like when I was a child, you had to contribute something to the society. You had to give something. So that's what I learned. So you had to do something with music. You had to do something. But when you got to a group, you also had to give something. So that's why I learned it there, and I think it's very it gives you a lot to yeah, to participate in kind of networks.
so being part, like being a volunteer, is
Mhm.
something that you've been doing your entire life?
Yes.
And but when you joined Sort Optimism, did you join because it was like for women? Was there a specific uh, attraction towards that topic, or not really?
Yes, for me, it's always been attract to women, and that's because I think I come from a poor family, and I always measure the chances you have, like a girl and like a boy. So when I was in my secondary school, I had some teachers, and I recognized that the boys were more in front and more having advice from the teachers. And when you weren't a person who came in the front, then and like women, that they were more thinking, oh, part-time jobs or other jobs are good enough for you. So then um, I'm gonna be straightforward. I'm gonna be. Yeah, I don't accept this. So I wanted to be a leader. I said, "Come on!" And why women are the same? So women can do the same. Yeah.
And throughout, because one of the relevant topics about your career is that you're also a coach,
Yes.
like a leadership coach. You
Yes.
support, and I think it's more related to education, right?
Yes. It's more. Yeah.
If we try to combine both topics, your background in terms of coaching, education, and supporting that, yeah, that angle, but also about women, what have you seen throughout the years in terms of like women executing leadership or defining their own leadership style?
Um, yeah. I think you always look at the leaders you see. So I think maybe we are not creative enough, like women, to make our own leadership style. But And there's always this stopping from getting children, and it also interferes with your career. And I think a lot of people are judging about this, so they say you can't be a leader when you don't work 40 hours a week and kind of that. And what I always saw is the yeah really the discrimination in payment in listening to you when you had a point in a meeting. So that was what me attracted to write some courses and help women in their leadership. So I think women are sometimes better in leadership because they manage a lot. We as a girl we see a lot of managing from our mothers. We see her doing the kitchen, the family, the household, the keeping, the working, the all these careers in one person. And I think we do that quite well. So we are good leaders.
I agree with you. I think what I've been reading, it's we have the nurturing part, so we are more busking, like searching consensus. We are listening to people. We are trying to make sure that everyone is onboarded on the idea,
Mhm.
and that usually brings a steady and sustainable way of leading, because then people stick to you, people develop loyalty,
Yeah.
they feel much more comfortable sharing like specific details where you can help them, but you can also inspire them to change.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I do think that, and it's not that I don't think that men are good leaders. I just think that women sometimes we underestimate the skills exactly that we have in order to execute.
Yes.
Where do you think, because you've been creating programs and courses for, in this case, teachers or people working at schools in terms of leadership, where do you think is like the tipping point, like to just change the switch? I think it's I know I'm not sure if that works that way.
Saying the switch for women?
Yeah, so when maybe let me give you an example. I start a course with you and then I feel like shy, insecure, but maybe you will see after 5 lessons together that something is changing in me. Have you recognized something like this?
Yes. Yeah. I think one part of a coach or a trainer is to make people feel confident with their own specialties. And um, I had a job in the special education part, and there I learned this positive compliments giving to people and believed in their own skills. And I think I, as a giver, as a helping person, I always see this in people, and I help them and support them, and that's why people gonna believe. And I'm not that critical to about ideas. I find it very interesting when people say, "I want to achieve this," and then to ask why and what are your reasons or what are your values to do this. And when I see people, it comes really comes from the heart. Then I have to help them. Then you see, and you can give them confidence to yes, when you believe in something, then go on, because with doing you are creating and you are coming there. So
So if I have to just rephrase in terms of like for a specific advice, so if women, I also believe that women lead. You don't have to be a manager or a coach or the director.
Yeah.
You lead.
Yeah.
So for all women leading out there, you would say, one, be more curious instead of like stopping ideas, just ask why. Try to dig in, and whenever you figure out and you find like the passion in something, always put your money on that bet. Help them, because that's going to bring creativity,
Yes.
much more power, confidence. So that
Yes,
would be
yes.
like the analysis: listen, ask, identify, and support.
Yeah, identify with them, which it's really, and support them to 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 uh, to make a period of trying. So you don't have to be the best in a half a year. So make them try what they believe in, and then it will grow. You will grow in one side, and it's always better than being still at home and only looking in books and everything. Just do it.
How does Sort Optimism help women to do?
Yeah, so Optimist, it's we have in Holland there are 80 clubs, and we are connected to the United Nations, and so we have some goals, a lot of goals which are important for women, and each year on our level in the town of Apeldoorn we want to find money. We are doing workshops. We are some other clubs. They are, have a film or they are selling something, and that's how we take money in for a project in Holland for women or a project outside in the world, and we give them this money. And on the level of Holland, we have a board, and they also have money for women in positions. So that's why we stimulate this, and we now accepted Orange the World in December for to help women which are victims of
Abuse and violence.
abusing and violence, and in the other months there all the projects are we can take in. We look quite critical to them. Do they have a good structure? Do they really contribute to women? And then we will support them.
And how do you get members? Because one of the things that really intrigued me at the
Yes.
beginning when I was creating this podcast, I thought like, okay, all women will join because who doesn't want to help women? But then I see women just like from the outside, like, oh, it's a really good idea. Keep doing it. You can change the world. How do you?
Yeah, it's a difficult part. In We have clubs in Holland which the women are becoming older and older, and they don't have enough young women to come in. And what we see is in the country is that most women, like from 40, 50, that they have more time, and when
Yeah.
their children are going to the secondary schools, and then they stay at these clubs. When they have younger children, it's very difficult because they have a lot to do. And Yeah, here in Apeldoorn, our club has all the levels of age, all the ages, no, not the 21, but from 30. And yeah, I think it's about feeling, let people feel welcome. When they aren't able to put in a lot of energy, just let them. And the most important thing I think here in Apeldoorn is we say everything. You can say, I don't have time this half year.
Yeah.
So call someone else from your little group, which you are doing something with, and say, I can't do it now. Sorry. And another will take over. And this taking over, and not to feel ashamed to say, oh,
Yeah.
I said I want to be with you, but I can't do anything. That helps women a lot to come. And now the last year we see more members are coming from the through internet. It wasn't in the past.
Oh.
They find us, so maybe our campaign to be more
More online and digital.
online and digital, and to find everywhere it's helping us now to get enough members.
That's really nice. I There are many things that I take throughout the conversation. So one is helping and always having the idea to serve, because that will give you back even more.
Yeah.
The other one is creating a space not just about feeling vulnerable where you can commit mistakes and fail, but also that if you are not there always, that's also not a problem.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
sometimes when it comes to communities try to be active, and then you have to do, you have to promise, you have to deliver, you have to. What you're saying is that's not always possible.
No, no, it's not always possible. So I think we are creating. I also feel it in my work. I see it in my work that we need to be more flexible. In I think, yeah, like 2026 needs more flexibility in this kind of work people want to do, because yeah, you have to accept. But if people want to give a contribution to the society, it can be a very small contribution. So why not? So
Exactly.
accept it. But what we have to learn is to say, I can't do it now.
Yeah.
So that's what a lot of people find very difficult.
I agree with you. I think it's also, well, at least in my case, it's really cultural.
Yeah,
Uh,
it could be. Yeah.
in Latin America and maybe in Latin cultures, whenever you say you will do, you will do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you come and you say, I won't be doing, everyone will point at you like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
you said that you will
Yeah,
do it, but you are
you're
not doing it.
Yeah.
The idea of like unashamed, I don't have a word
Yeah.
for that, but I do think that it should be a pillar, not just not judging, but not creating the idea
No.
of at the end being ashamed is something about you feel that. So you have to be sure that whatever you're doing, you won't be having that feeling, so that you're making peace with the decision that you're
Yeah. Yeah.
making
Yeah.
and the decision that you're communicating to others, right?
Yeah, and with the Soramis Club, it's a bit strange. It's also in Limburg, the club where I am. It's like what has helped is we are calling each other sisters.
Mm.
So I think when I think about you as a sister, I accept that you say, no, I can't, really can't.
Oh yeah.
And you don't have to apologize. You can just say, I don't, really, I can't come. Please, or please, my parents says something happened, please can you take over my this and this and this, and people will do it.
Yeah.
But so this saying and telling that you can't make your promises, that helps when you know the other are sisters.
That's really interesting. One of the other things about communities is they have different mechanisms to create communities. So they have rituals. So when you get together, or like, of course, activities or different things. But what you're saying, it's even in the word thing and the language that you use, you remove certain values that you don't agree with them. So community should also share a common language where we understand each other.
Yes, yes, yes. I think that um, yeah, somewhere you need in a community some binders, some people who are looking at others, who are yeah, helping them, who fill in when they don't come, they who say, okay, I'm gonna look at her, and that's like sisters go
Yeah.
with each other. So that's I think that's important. You look if some people have the qualities of binders, of
Yeah.
sticking together. Not everyone has.
No, I agree. And I also don't think that everyone should have it
No, no, no.
or develop it. And if you are not that, yeah, it's just one more trait of
Yeah,
yourself, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What are other things, if you have, that you have recognized that help in this case on Optimistic, or maybe any other female community that you've been in contact or?
Yeah, but what helps to stay together is you should have a goal. You should have a goal, and I think, and you should have some rituals when you reach the goal, or So we are getting money every year, giving workshops, and we always what is vieren? We celebrate when someone picks in 100 euro or 1,000 euro. Doesn't matter, and but we mention it and we say thank you to each other, and so it helps to say if you do this or a big job, that helps to create this coming together, and we are going for the same goal. And you need really to share each year in this group the goals where you are standing for. Mostly we think, oh, you are with a optimist, we know what we are doing, but in every group it
Yeah.
goes down. And so, like other networks, I said, we have a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And some rituals to fire to you have to be, yeah, you have to do also things for yourself, for the group, to go out with each other, to drink something, to know each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's about like create like recognition. So recognition for everything that you're doing, regardless of the size. Transparency and clarity in terms of like what we're achieving. Because
Yes,
one thing
yes.
can be our north star. Like we want to remove hunger, but
No.
what's this year gonna be
What
the
does it mean in a smaller part?
exactly in this moment in time?
Yes, yes.
And you mentioned I forgot the last one. But I do think that those things are provide a good equation for communities to test and to try, right?
Yes.
I also think that when I was thinking about how to create a community, I thought like, okay, what's going to be the way for me to measure if something works or if it doesn't work?
Mhm.
How do you do that nowadays? Do you like aside from the goals, this feeling that you have that the communities, because I think you're a binder, right? You are
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
how do you feel and sense the community?
Yeah, how do I do it? I think I listen a lot, and uh, I speak with everybody a bit. So you have people who have a little group and are sitting there, and I'm in this group, and then I'm going to that group and that group. So it's kind of, I'm not binding to someone and stay there for 2 hours and talk with them, but I go around, and it's also, yeah, looking at the individual and looking at how is the group working, how is the group doing. And I see it, I always see, oh, here's this going on, here's that going on. So this needs, so I sometimes I call the board and say, you have to do this really, because they don't
Something is
feel,
not working
yeah,
there.
they don't feel well, or they have some complaints, a little complaints. And so you have to contact each other, not to speak bad about each other, but really to in the kind of the goal you want to do.
Yeah.
That's I think. And yeah, I have some measure in me what's good for it and not. So what can you tell, and what shouldn't you say? So it's a kind of a moral level I have.
Yeah, I think that so for people that's online, you're also a language teacher. So I think
Yes.
one of the skills that you are in terms of communication, different levels. You read the room, you understand what's happening, you see faces, you see nonverbal communication,
Yeah.
you listen to a few words here and there, you keep an open mind. So those things, I think that not everyone can have them, but I think everyone can develop them if
Yes, yes. I did a lot of courses with de opstellingen, how is it called in English? We have it a lot in South America. The
Opstelling?
constellations.
Okay.
Constellations. So you put a problem with people, you put people in a room, and there I learned a lot to look at the body language, to trust on your feelings, which, so when I see someone sitting and I think, oh, I think it's not, yeah, there are some problems, to ask.
Yeah.
And not to ask in the group, but to ask when there is a pause and they go and take a coffee. So, oh, come on, come here. What's going on? Eh? It's something going on? Oh, no? Okay, I didn't. I felt wrong. So when you communicate on these levels everywhere, then you see a lot and you learn it. You learn it to do it. Yeah,
With time.
with time. Yes, of course. I'm a trainer from when I was. I think when I started with my job at 28. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of experience nowadays.
And I think that even it goes before, right? When you were at school in Limburg and you were saying like, no, but wait, why is this, no,
Yeah.
why is it set up this way? The state should change. So since that moment, you started like identifying what's the best moment for you to speak or to
Yes.
listen or
Yes.
to,
Yes. Yes. Like everyone has some. We did it in a research at in Utrecht. Everyone has some values which you are looking at the world, and there are some methods to measure it. And so I know mine. I did
yeah,
it a lot in school. So how do you look at the world? How do you look at children? How do you look at other people? And when you know how you look, it helps you to see. Oh, I don't look like that. So I always look men, women, and
yeah.
that's something which is for my basic
How you
family.
were
Yeah,
like,
and how it happened, I don't know, but that's what I always see. I always felt, I always, yeah, have. So that's, I always see age. I always see young and old. And you have a kind of method to measure this. It's really so nice to
wow.
do. Yeah, yeah.
If you would have to give an advice to women, regardless of the age, but women that are leading something. So it's not just related to companies, but it can be like a group of
Yeah, yeah.
women. Aside from all of these like best practices that you have shared with us, is there something specific that you would like to give a piece of advice?
Yeah, I always think that like personal of individual leaders, take a coach, take someone. It doesn't have to be a coach or someone in the same job who is somewhere else working. Phone them and say, shall we have dinner once a month and talk about some problems where we are going through? Can I share it with you? So I see a lot of this. This helps people really. And like with the optimist, we do it also in the group. I'm also a trainer for other groups there, or
Oh, that's
when they
cool.
have problems, when there are, so, yeah, we don't know how to get new women to our group, or we don't know how to sell something, or then they can call us. We are a group from 20 women, and we help in the whole country. Then
Oh,
we
that's
go to a meeting from them, and we say, so we take over now, and so we first talk to them what the problem, blah, 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 and then we make a program for them, and we do it with them.
oh wow, that's super cool.
Yeah, so the whole community from these 80 clubs are helping each other when there are some problems somewhere.
One thing that I know that's maybe out there are some other communities doing the same, but sort of optimistic. Then you also ask the background of the members, right? So you know if you can ask something specifically about digital stuff or
Yeah,
about
yeah,
you
yeah,
take that
yeah,
into account, right? So
yeah, yeah. In the beginning, it was always you could share with the optimist when you had another job than other women. You couldn't have the same job, then you couldn't come in.
exactly.
So now the same jobs can come in, but we can ask everybody to help. So it's also for your own career. It's
Mm.
very important. Uh, or you put in all the questions about your yeah, now everything you can ask, and you
Yeah,
will always get an answer.
that's super cool. I I really try to encourage people always. So one thing is for you to comment with your friends and family about things at work or in this group, or but whenever you have a peer that's in the same level as you are, that's facing similar situations, that can help you to just break the cycle and the loop
Yes,
of.
yes.
So I think that's what you're trying to achieve, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you see other point of views. Yeah, and on the most practical side, you can help each other with some things. Yeah, there are women who have problems at their job. You can talk about it, but when you are from another job, so you really can look different at it
Yeah.
and help them to yeah, to step out of their problem way and to see it from another side. That
Yeah.
helps a lot. Yeah.
I think there are not, I'm not sure if it's just about women, but we tend to go on a really like fast cycle of like like spinning down, 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 and everything goes really fast in a really bad way. And the idea of getting perspective just gives you like, okay, it is a challenge, but it's not impossible to solve it. You can figure out in this other angle, this other way. And that the idea of just commenting that with other, like the ventilation of the problem helps
Oh
a lot, I
yeah, yeah,
think.
yeah. So I'm not for the solution. You are never for the solution, and I'm not giving an advice, but I'm just let the other talk and talk and talk and talk, and then it helps you to structure your own believings in your own mind, and
Yeah.
then mostly you see the solution by yourself, and that's great because doesn't have to be my solution. It has to be your own solution, and then you can go on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's also a mind shift, right? When you are leading and helping others, instead of trying to impose your way of thinking, like, oh, don't worry, I will solve it right
Yeah, yeah,
away.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's the other way
Yeah,
around.
yeah. We call it this facilitation management. So we learn it, school leaders then nowadays, and we compare it with valuable management. So you have to have some moral standards, and you didn't have in the 80s and 90s in Holland, but it wasn't possible to have. But now I think some moral standards
Yeah.
you should have, and you should facilitate your people. The people are doing the jobs.
Yeah.
You only sit at your desk, and I hope you're thinking a lot and feeding and going around and talk to each other, and then make these plans for the school, and you have some high levels, so or for your company, and then you will create with us the world. I
Yeah.
really think. Yeah.
And in terms of Sir Optimisten, just my last question about them. Uh, so I can imagine that you plan to stay being a volunteer and an active member for quite some, like, until the end of the days, right?
Yeah, yeah. There are optimists who say once an optimist, always an optimist, and we have now in some parts of the country, and we also in Apeldoorn, we have the young senior, and they get out this first wing from as optimist, and they do nice things together. They go to the theater, they go walking, and they support the club with money or with workshops or with something. So they are a bit at the sideline, but looking at everything. They giving advice. But when they around 70, they go out.
Well, I can imagine also it's a moment for people at 70 to just go and rest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we are with our very active member is 86.
Oh, wow.
She makes pictures. She writes little stories for the internet and
Oh,
for the
wow.
mail. Yes, yes. Because it's your own choice.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I also think so part of the people that usually listens to the podcast, they are in different countries. Like some of them they are in Mexico, and I do think that it's relevant just to mention that what you shared with us is the context of the Netherlands, right?
Yeah, but the optimists are everywhere. We were in Poland, so you have the optimist Europe, you have the optimist Africa, you have the optimist Asia. I don't think you have to optimist South America. I don't know, but you have to. It was born in America,
Yeah.
so you have to optimist in America, and that's why we have these two seats in the United Nations, then giving advice there for women questions, and So you can look at it and support.
Of course. No, I agree with you. And I think because we were just saying about people at 70 get like retiring, yeah, that depends, right? You can always decide never to retire or just
Yeah.
retire earlier or be there sometimes and sometimes not, and that's also fine.
Yeah, yeah. I think the word retirement is was until a few years ago. Then you stopped working and you didn't do anything and only looking at your grandchildren maybe. And nowadays it's a part working, a part grandchildren. So it feels like freedom.
Exactly. You can just decide and pick what you want. I agree.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hanneke, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
It's
And
nice. Yeah.
no, and maybe another day we can touch upon another topic
Okay.
for women.
Okay. We will do. We will do.
Thank you.
Okay.